Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are gonna witness. Business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve Ramona and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast.
BrainShare Business Mentors proudly presents BrainShare.us, the ultimate business education platform, delivering the proven systems, processes, tools, and knowledge that empower you to build the business of your dreams. With 13 high-powered courses encompassing over 240 lessons accessed online on your schedule. Running a business is the hardest thing you'll ever do. We've helped thousands of business owners gain the leadership, communication, and business skills needed to build the business of their dreams. We can help you. Choose your learning path. Scuba Squad is the premier membership program for today's business leaders with access to all BrainShare material and double our money-back guarantee. BrainShare Basics, the ultimate business framework course, a hard-hitting 13-week program to lay the necessary foundation to build the business of your dreams. Or take individual courses as you need them. Every course has dozens of lessons, with video, practical exercises, precise documentation, and the opportunity for direct feedback from a BrainShare mentor. All programs have our exclusive 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked, don't wait. Choose your path and start today.
Welcome everyone to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast, doing business and life with a purpose, serving others, and yes, achieving success. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. We created this show for you because we want everyone to be motivated, inspired, educated to make an impact in your world. Yes, I said your world. Can't take care of the big world right now, but take care of your world right now, big things will happen. My guest is going to be absolutely incredible. He had me smiling before the show, but I want you to think about as you're listening to him, how will you serve today? And what impact will you create today with that service? I want to thank my two sponsors, BrainShare.us, Drive Business Success and Sustainability, BrainShare Business Mentors, where your business flourishes and your vision comes to life. Check out the link in the show notes. Also, PitchDB.com. Imagine being a guest on over 3 million podcasts, potentially, or speaking at potentially 11,000 conferences, and much, much more. Build your thought leader platform with an incredible opportunity to show who you are. With that being said, with impact, money is emotional. Money is needed. And guess what? It's an impact, good and bad. My guest today is going to talk about that and much more. Joel, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Steve. It's a great honor and truly a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
God bless. Thanks. Give me your definition of money and how you help people with that.
Money is just energy. And I know it may sound strange, but everything is energy. And this is a quote from the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, my second book. And I say that money is energy. And when you allow it to flow, it must flow back to you. And in my life, it's flowed really powerfully when I've been a generous giver. So that's actually rule number 6 in the 9 Money Rules. Can you think about ways to give so that money and abundance and prosperity can flow back to you? So first is the giving, and be a generous giver. Give with your heart. Find a charity, find something that lights you up, and then watch the money flow.
While you're on the show, audience, you can see why it's a servant's heart, what he just said. He didn't talk about making money. He didn't talk about being exorbitantly rich. He talked about giving without repercussion. How, why, or where, we don't know. Let's talk about, you got some books, but we'll get to those in a minute. What's the biggest mistake people do with money when it comes to energy?
I think the biggest mistake is hoarding. In my last book, Infinite Love and Money, we created 7 money personality types. And the acronym is Sugar Pie, and the P stands for protectionist. And so if you're like this, protecting your money at all times, you're not allowing it to flow. And as I said, money is energy. So you're not allowing the flow to actually happen. There's just, it's stagnant. So people think, oh, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to put the money under the mattress. Well, that's not safe because there is inflation and money is depreciating every day. And, you know, the official statistics these days are 3%. I don't think anyone believes that. But let's say it's 5%, which is probably still pretty low. So your money is depreciating 5% a year if you keep it on the mattress. And if you put it in the bank, maybe you're earning 1 or 2, so it's still depreciating 3%. So that's hoarding, and that's not creating flow. And the second Sugar Pie, the I is investor. And so I recommend investing your money, have your money work for you, have it compound. You know, Albert Einstein said the 8th wonder of the world is compound interest. When you have your money compounding for you, then most people believe that you need to work hard for your money. That's a massive limiting belief. I know the richest people in the world have their money working for them. They're creating leverage. And so you only have 24 hours in a day. So you can't leverage yourself. So I teach leverage, meaning have your money work harder for you, have other people work for you, or as a prosperity coach, I teach groups, I have a membership. And so I, in 1 hour, can teach 20 people at a time. And then I get the compounding effect of that 20 people learning from my knowledge as opposed to just one. And obviously being on your podcast, I'm able to help hundreds and thousands of people at once.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you said they let their money work for itself. Can anybody do that?
Anybody can do that. I mean, it's so rule number 8 in the 9 money rules millionaires use is DIY investing. And I wholeheartedly believe that most people have limiting beliefs around money, meaning, oh, I can't do it myself. I'm not good in math. I don't have the time. Ask yourself when you say these words or think these thoughts, is this a limiting belief or empowering belief? Is it allowing me to move towards my dream, or is it holding me back? And if it's holding you back, you can shift that thought. Wait, I have plenty of time. I'm the creative time. I know I'm wasting an hour a day on TikTok or binging on Netflix or Instagram or Snapchat. Let's take that hour and work towards financial freedom instead.
I love it. You used the 2 words that I love using in business that many people don't, and I just said it: infinite love. Can you have infinite love with your money, and is there a right way to do that?
Yes. What I say is, you know, there's this misconception that if you love money, it's wrong. And I will say that to the detriment of everything else, yes, but you have to have a healthy relationship with your money. And if you don't enjoy it, enjoy spending it, enjoy saving it, enjoying investing it, then you don't have a positive, healthy relationship with your money. And so I think it's important to say, I love money and money loves me. But again, not to the detriment of, you know, other people in your life, experiences, relationship. You can have infinite love with yourself, infinite love with others, and with your higher self, spiritual beings. So do that the same with money. You know, I say money is a tool and money is energy. And use it properly and it will serve you. I think the other important thing is to think about how you want to use money. Write down your why. Why do you want to become financially free? You want to become financially free to spend more time with the ones you love, to do what you love from wherever you want to do it. That's my reason for financial freedom. But your reason could be slightly different. But write down your why, because when you have a why for what you want, it's so much more powerful.
Why is so essential. Purpose could be tied to that. and everything you do. And I love what you said about money and how many people are talking about infinite love and money on a podcast. This might be very unique, which is why you're awesome. But you talked about have your money grow. So when you're growing your money, you're loving your money too, as well, aren't you?
Absolutely. I think it's important to have a vision for where you want to get to, and your money can compound a lot faster and harder than most people believe it because they have limiting beliefs around money and they've been taught certain things. And I'm going to be a little blasphemous here versus the financial institutions, because you're taught by the financial institutions you can't do it yourself, which by the way is rule number 8 in the 9 money rules. You can do it yourself. I know the richest people in the world have created their own businesses. They invest their own money in stocks or real estate or land or crypto. Those are the richest people in the world. They're not giving their money to somebody else and say, hey, you take care of it. They've built multi-billion-dollar businesses and they don't diversify. They don't put it into 1,000 different things. They'll put it, Elon Musk has 4 businesses. That's where 100% of his net worth is in 4 things. So it's important to know that, yes, you can do it yourself. And what are the underlying beliefs you have that are limiting you from doing it yourself? And if you have some, come to me. I give everybody 30 minutes free in the world. Come to me, get on my calendar. In 30 minutes, things can change.
This is so great. And we just made it unique again, because how many people are listening like, I've been told 25 different stocks and options, futures, and all that. Yeah, I love your perspective. Here's a perspective of meaning of life, your life purpose. How's that tied to money? I know there's a big tie there.
So I say the meaning of life is to live it, to experience it, to enjoy it. And most people have other meanings, but I'll just say we're here to live your life in the most abundant, prosperous, fun way you can, happy way you can. And that's what drives me every day. Actually, what drives me every day is to help everyone who's listening here become financially free. My mission is to help at least 100,000 people become financially free. And so I am living life towards that purpose. So I would challenge anyone who's listening this to consider, what do they believe is the meaning of life? And if you don't believe it's to live it, to experiencing it, then think about how you can live more, experience more.
Yeah, that's the key. More money, more experience, more education. I mean, that's the cool path that you just put out there. I've been meaning to ask you this since the show, and you put it up in my notes here. A servant heart knows when to let go, whether it's an employee or to say no to somebody. It's been a lesson I had to learn in 2 years. It's been a game changer for me. So you had to shut down your hedge fund. You have a story behind that. And this is what a servant heart does. Talk about that.
Yeah, so first of all, letting go is such a really important concept. We'll get into that in a second. I'll just quickly tell my hedge fund shutdown story. And by the way, if you had asked me, Steve, in 1992, what's your dream? What's your big dream? I would have told you to have my own hedge fund. And it took me 20 years, but I did achieve that massive dream without getting an MBA in finance, without having decades of experience managing money. I did it with all those people doubting me. And I was living my dream. And it was December of 2015. And I went to a personal development course. It was a 3-day course. And we had a guest speaker speaking for 1 hour. And when he started speaking about stock options, he made it sound easy. He said, you don't need much time, you don't need much money. This is how the rich people get rich, and options are essentially risk-free. And I was sick to my stomach. There were 200 people in the room. Their net worth was asymptotically zero. And he was basically not telling them the truth. And I had people tapping me on the shoulder, whispering, Joel, does this make sense? Are options really risk-free? So after he was done, we went out of the auditorium. I told him, please don't do this. He doesn't know any of you individually. Most importantly, he doesn't know your belief that you can become rich using options. I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. About 3:30 in the morning, it hit me, and I was like, man, if I could ever get up the courage to speak on a stage in front of 200 people, my biggest fear in life that day was public speaking. I could be authentic. I could tell people the truth about money, not mislead them, and be of service. And I jumped out of bed an hour later. I commuted into Manhattan, where my office was at 54th and 6th Avenue. And I sent an email to my investors telling them I'm giving them their money back. I'm shutting down my fund. I figured out my true purpose in life.
Okay, to put perspective, you don't have to say it. How much money was in that hedge fund. If you can say, I don't know if you can.
Many millions.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so and the point I'm saying, doesn't matter a number. You gave up a lot to go to your passion, not to go what you thought you liked, but your passion changed. You dumped the hedge fund because your passion had gone a different direction. You wanted to educate and serve people.
Yes.
That's in the top, because that is
Thank
a
you.
true servant's heart. And that's why you want to work with somebody like Joel, because they care. And you're right. There's so many. I go on YouTube, all those ads like, hey, I'm trading. Come trade with me and make $1,000 in an hour. I trade. Can't do that. Doesn't work. Does not work. So I'm glad you mentioned that story.
I think it's important to understand that what your belief is, and there are, as I think I alluded to already, almost an infinite number of ways you could become rich. And you have to be interested and passionate about those ways. So it could be stock options. And out of the 200 people, there are probably 3 to 5 in the room who are going to get rich in stock options, not 50 or 100. But it could be stocks. It could be real estate. It's your business, all different types of businesses. It could be the lottery. It could be many different ways. But I think it's important to understand that there's a huge number of ways, and it's not like this is the way. You have to come in with a belief that I can do it this way, and then want to interested in learning about it too. And I wanted to touch on letting go, because it's such a powerful concept. And to be open with you, I didn't really completely get it until 2019, when I read a book called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer, and who also wrote The Untethered Soul. And it's such a powerful book. Highly recommend reading it. And it's just a practice of when I was managing money, when I was managing my hedge fund, if I lost money 7 days in a row, I'd be like, I gotta make money. I gotta make money today. Otherwise, like, I'm probably gonna lose my investors, like this kind of energy. And that resistance, what you resist persists, and it's not allowing and being in the flow. And so 2019, perfect timing, right before the pandemic, I learned about letting go and allowing. And I will tell you, I didn't have any hiccups in my business at all, and I was already online. But a lot of businesses had hiccups. Smooth sailing from 2019 to today. And it was, having the point of view that I'm going to surrender, I'm going to let go, and let's see what happens. Having a childhood curiosity, like, let's see what happens with this new situation. Let's see, let's be open to infinite possibilities. And when you have that kind of attitude, then the world is your oyster.
Good things happen. And I want to go back to the hedge fund. There's a big lesson there. You could have not make a decision, been indecisive. I don't know, there's millions there. What am I doing? You woke up, you made the decision and did it, and it worked out for you. Even if it didn't work out, you made the decision. Is that, I think, a lesson out of all that as well?
Huge. Yeah, I think the richest people in the world are decisive. Napoleon Hill talks about this in Think and Grow Rich, which is another great book I highly recommend. Being decisive, not being wishy-washy, taking a stand and then going for it is really, really powerful and critical. And knowing your purpose. I truly believe that, okay, I thought when I started my hedge fund that was my purpose and it was my dream, and I really enjoyed managing money, and I still do for myself, but I don't manage money for others anymore. All I do is coach and teach the truth about money through money mindset techniques, through money manifestation. And of course, I teach investing. As I mentioned, I teach stock investing, or whatever anyone is interested in learning, I will teach. So it's important to understand your drive, your passion, your purpose, because I'm actually, my next book that's coming out in a few months will be Purpose and Prosperity. And I truly believe that when you're on purpose, when you're doing your purpose, you have your why and you're passionate about it, you're going to make a lot more money. You're going to be much more prosperous and abundant.
It's so good. And thank you for answering that decision, because it's millions of dollars and people need to hear that. That's a huge decision. But even that 10-cent decision or Lola, those are important as well. Just make a decision. You made a mistake, you can always recorrect it. Maybe it's going to take you a week or year or 10, but it's the worst thing is to be indecisive. Leave it at that. Financial people are quirky, that you tell me, and different and unique, because numbers, it's a number. It's a very unique thing to be able to run numbers like you do. And we need people like you because we all have money. What is unique and different about you?
I love math. I love playing with numbers.
I'm not surprised.
So FSA stands for Fellow of the Society of Actuaries. I'm an actuary by training. You may know, Steve, the difference between an actuary and an accountant. An actuary looks at his feet when he talks to you. An accountant looks at your feet when they talk to you.
Gotcha. That's a good one. I like it.
So I love playing with numbers. I find it interesting. Most of my clients are spiritual entrepreneurs. You know, the yoga teacher, the meditation teacher, the Reiki master, the life coach, the energy healer, those types of people. And they're not enamored with money as I am. And I find that when we talk about numbers, we talk about what's your business plan for the next 3 years. They don't have one. They have a great vision, and I love what they're doing. They're the light workers of this world. And yet they need help, because if they don't have a plan, they may have a great vision for the long term, but if they don't have a plan, then if you're failing to plan, you're planning to fail. And that hurts my heart, because I know what they're doing is serving humanity. Like, they should be, all those people should be on this podcast.
Yeah.
And yet they should be serving thousands more people. And yet, because of limiting beliefs like you can't be spiritual and rich, or I'm not good at math, those beliefs are holding them back from serving the people that they need to serve. And I will tell them that they're doing the world a disservice by hiding, by saying, by living these limiting beliefs. The people who are waiting for them out there in the world are not getting the help that they need, because they don't have the proper business plan. They're not planning. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can be spiritual and rich.
To recap that, a person with a vision without a business plan is a vision board on your wall, looking at it every day and doing nothing. I love that, Joel. Love that. We're coming to the end of the time. This flew by. I want you back for part 2, if you so desire. I always say I want.
I do. Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll do part 2 because there's a lot more to cover. But I do want you to go over the 9 money rules that you put in your book, which I love.
Yes. So rule number 1 is when you believe. We talked about belief already. Beliefs is so critical, having empowering beliefs about what you want. Rule number 2 is trust your intuition. We didn't touch that at all. We should touch on that next time.
Mm-hmm.
Rule number 3 is, can happiness buy you money? Not can money buy you happiness, can happiness buy you money? And we can get into that next time too. Rule number 3 is, can visualization help you become financially free? Rule number 5 is, can gratitude make you rich?
Say that again, because you broke up for a real quick second.
Can gratitude make you rich? And rule number 6 is the law of generous giving we talked about. Rule number 7 is where's my cash going? Rule number 8 is DIY investing. And rule number 9, which we definitely need to talk about next time, because it's the most controversial of all the rules, is don't diversify.
Yeah, we got to delve into that. That is an elephant in the room topic. Absolutely. Name of the book. Let's say that again so people can grab it.
The name of the book is The 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use. You can find it on my website for a few dollars less than on Amazon. My website's SALAURMOR.com, SalLaurMore.com. My company name is named after my daughters, Lauren and Morgan. So it's SALAUR for Lauren, MOR for Morgan.
He's even taken the servant's heart to his business name. This is a true servant. You're incredible. Thank you for being an awesome guest.
Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate you.
Got a tip, as I always say, this podcast especially, he gave you so many tips. I've got about 14 pieces of notes here. Vision, infinite love, DIY investing. Go back with the forward and reverse buttons on your podcast platform or YouTube and listen to those over and over again to make sure you get it. Because as he does, he educates you, and he educated you today incredibly well. So I always like to mention that, because remember the VHS tapes, we had that little DVR or whatever it was called, do the same thing. You can go back forwards, utilize that. Me and Joel would be so happy if you listen to the whole show, and I'm sure you probably will. But if you watch or listen to 5 or 6 minutes and it changes your life, we're both going to be extremely happy. So don't forget about the TV show, Together We Serve, every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And then don't forget, doing business with Servant's Heart, put it on your chest, put it on your head. We've got hoodies, t-shirts, hats. The link will be in the chat. You can be able to go, or chat, in the show notes. Oh, Zoom gets in the way of me so many times. Get in the show notes. You can click on that. By the way, all this information will be in the show notes too. You can reach out to them and connect with them. And as I always say, me and Joel, thank you so much for listening or watching this podcast. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart.